Now that we've introduced the negative numbers, we have, in a sense, like two versions of every number. For example, we have two versions of the number 47. If we draw 0 right in the middle here, we have 47 off to the right of 0, and then to the left of 0, we have negative 47. The negative version of 47 is to the left of 0. If we think of it as a vector, it's a vector pointing to the left. The positive version of 47 is to the right of 0. If we think of it as a vector, it's a vector pointing to the right. And yet, these two 47s have a lot in common. The distance from 0 out to 47 and the distance from 0 out to negative 47 are the same. Looking at these two vectors, they have the same length, right? Each is 47 units long. They just have different directions. When we want to refer just to that length, or just to that distance from 0, we use what's called the absolute value. So we could refer to the absolute value of 47, and we use these two vertical bars to indicate the absolute value. The absolute value of 47 and the absolute value of negative 47 are the same. Both have absolute value 47. The absolute value says, whatever's inside the absolute value sign, ignore the direction, just make it positive. So if we have, for example, the absolute value of negative 5, ignore the direction, ignore the negative part. It's just 5. The absolute value of 286, ignore the direction. Well, this is positive already. Ignore that. Make it positive anyway. So if it's positive, there's no change. If it's negative, make it positive. One other thing to mention. If there's arithmetic inside the absolute value, do that first. So if we wanted to take, for example, the absolute value of 3 minus 5, well, we know how to understand 3 minus 5. Right? 3 minus 5 equals what? Means 5 plus what equals 3. Looking at a number line, we draw our 5, we draw our 3, and we say, well, what do we have to add on to 5 to get back to 3? Pick that red vector up, move it so that it starts at 0. We'll have negative 1, negative 2. So 3 minus 5, that's negative 2. So the absolute value of 3 minus 5, that's the absolute value of negative 2. Ignore the sign. We just want the 2.